10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news. The headlines. 17 MPs are suspended from Parliament for 30 days. Government upholds Zema's decision to cancel mining at Lower Zambezi. Thieves put a gun to South Africa Transport Minister Sindisiwe Chikunga's head. This main news bulletin is also streaming live on the 5FM Facebook page and YouTube channel. With the news in detail, I'm Herbert Mutabi. Speaker of the National Assembly, Neri Muti, has suspended Kamfinsa Member of Parliament, Christopher Kangombe, and 16 other members of Parliament that participated in the protest in the chamber on Wednesday, 1st November 2023, for a period of 30 days effective today. This is in accordance with Section 28, Subsection 2 of the National Assembly Powers and Privileges Act, which requires a resolution of the House to suspend a member from the House. The suspension will run from today, 7th November, to 6th December 2023. The Speaker said this when she delivered a ruling in Parliament this afternoon.
Walk of shame. I wish to inform you that in accordance with Section 28(3) of the National Assembly Powers and Privileges Act, during the period of your suspension, you shall not, 1, enter the premises of the Assembly, and this extends to the National Assembly Motel. 2, participate in any activity of the Assembly or any committee that you are assigned to in your capacity as Member of Parliament. And 3, be paid the salary or allowance that you are entitled to. I now order you, suspended members of Parliament, to immediately leave the chamber through the main entrance on 30 days suspension.
Green Economy and Environment Minister Collins Nzovu has upheld the decision by Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, to cancel Mwembeshi Resources Limited decision letter in principle to support measures to prevent environmental degradation in the Lower Zambezi National Park. The proposed project was rejected by ZEMA on 31st August 2012. Delivering a ministerial statement in Parliament this afternoon, Mr. Nzovu says that the proposed large-scale mining activities in the Lower Zambezi National Park by Mwembeshi Resources Limited attracted a lot of interest from different stakeholders within the country, the SADC region, on the African continent, and the global community at large. The minister says that the government has analyzed the circumstances of the case in view of the project being located in an environmentally sensitive environment.
ZEMA upheld its earlier decision to reject the project and accordingly communicated to the then Minister of Lands, Natural Resources and Environmental Protection in a letter dated 29th November 2013. Madam Speaker, Mwembeshi Resources Limited, being dissatisfied with the decision of Zima, appealed to the office of the then minister, and on 17th January 2014, in determining the said appeal, the then Minister of Lands and Natural Resources allowed the appeal and overturned the decision of Zima.
United, Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia UPPZ leader Charles Chanda has criticized the decision by the Bank of Zambia to raise the statutory reserve ratio. Mr. Chanda has warned that the action could have severe implications on the country's economy and potentially exacerbating the ongoing economic downturn. The Bank of Zambia recently issued a circular to all commercial banks outlining an increase of 3% in the statutory reserve ratio, which will take effect on November 13th, 2023. This escalated ratio applies to both local and foreign currency deposits, including government and Vostro account deposits.
We need to realize what are the far-reaching implications of such a decision. The increase in the statutory reserve ratio will force banks to hold larger portion of their deposits as reserves with the central bank. And this will in turn lead to liquidity problems, potentially leading to a surge in interest rates, and the resultant higher cost of borrowing may create obstacles for businesses and individuals to access credit, ultimately hampering economic growth.
The Drug Enforcement Commission (DEC) has disclosed that it seized and froze bank accounts with a balance of over 19 million kwacha and over 280,000 United States dollars in the first 3 quarters of 2023. DEC Director General Nason Banda says that the Commission has also seized and frozen a dollar account with a balance of about $290,000 within the same period. Mr. Banda also disclosed that 81 properties were forfeited to the state. In the meantime, Mr. Banda says the Commission has since than 54,876 people on the dangers of engaging in illicit activities such as drug trafficking, abuse, and money laundering from 2,202 awareness activities. In other stories trending this evening, leader of the Economic Front Party, Winter Kavimba, has called on President Hakainde Hichilema to advise the Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, to tone down in the manner she is superintending over parliamentary business. The National Pension Scheme Authority, NAPSA, has announced that it has disbursed the total pre-retirement lump sum benefit of 9.1 billion kwacha as of November 6, 2023. Up next, business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In business news, the Zambian Empowerment Hub for Entrepreneurship and Skills Training is urging the government to conduct a thorough reassessment of the persistently high prices of minimum and fuel. Organization Executive Director Clarence Muziamba has expressed concern about the excessive politics in the country, which he believes is impeding development. Mr. Muziamba points out that Zambia is currently facing numerous challenges, including youth unemployment, poverty, and high debt levels, which demand immediate attention from the government. It is that the organization is no longer satisfied with mere rhetoric from the government regarding fuel and minimum costs and is demanding real change.
We are tired of lip service by the state on the cost of fuel and hereby call for actions that would deliver returns by doing the following. Reform CDF to support be replicated by Zambia. To invite development partners to support Zambia on practical technology and knowledge beyond financing. Empower ZNS to produce more maize nationwide. Launch an agriculture campaign to encourage every home to have a garden using latest technologies and knowledge in farming.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, South Africa's transport minister has described how she was robbed at gunpoint after her vehicle stopped on a highway to change a best time. Sindisiwe Chikunga told the parliamentary committee that one of the masked attackers pointed a gun at her head during the ordeal early on Monday. Here's a roundup from the BBC.
1 month on from Hamas's attack on Israel, the Israeli Prime Minister has outlined some of his future plans for the Gaza Strip. Benjamin Netanyahu said his country would be responsible for the territory's security once the fighting had ended. Officials from the United Arab Emirates say they're establishing an emergency field hospital in Gaza. It's not clear whether the initiative has been coordinated. The Emirati ambassador to the UN said equipment was being transported from Abu Dhabi to Al Arish in Egypt, from where it could be sent into Gaza. Japan has said G7 support for Ukraine in its war with Russia will not be affected by the intensifying Middle East conflict. Foreign ministers from the group of 7 wealthy nations, as well as the European Union, and will be holding virtual talks with their counterpart in Kiev. Japan's Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa told a press conference the G7's commitment to continue strict sanctions against Russia had not wavered.
In sports news, the Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, and Fred Robbie Concept Zambia have signed a partnership agreement that will see all participating teams at the National Division 1 playoffs walk home with 100,000 kwacha each. The partnership will run for a period of 5 years with an option to extend. Through the partnership with the marketing agency, FAZ will meet all costs associated with the playoffs, including match organizing, officiating fees, security, and other related costs. Speaking at the signing ceremony, FAZ President Andrew Kamanga is confident the sponsorship package will act as a huge incentive to a number of teams which usually face challenges in meeting the cost of transport and accommodation during playoffs. Fred Robbie Chief Executive Officer Stanley Kasia described the agreement as a solidifier to the company's commitment in the development and promotion of football in Zambia, such as the National Division 1 playoffs. Up next is the evening weather report. Stay tuned.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
A moist and unstable airflow from the northwest continues to influence the weather over the northern and western parts of Zambia, resulting in mainly cloudy and windy at times weather conditions with isolated rainfall activities. However, the southern and eastern parts of the country is under the influence of a warm and relatively moist airflow from the northeast, leading to partly cloudy and hot weather conditions. Ends the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 Nika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The end of the main news, but before we go, a look at the top stories. "17 MPs are suspended from Parliament for 30 days. Government upholds Zema's decision to cancel mining at Lower Zambezi. Thieves put gun to South Africa Transport Minister Sindisiwe Chikunga's head. For more news, follow us on our Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Upward of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Herbert Mutabi.